So
it is, I agree, it is potent right here near Scottsburg. Normally you're looking at the red and green on the radar, and where we see the red and green close together, that can sometimes indicate a tornado. But the wind is strong enough here to where it's actually exceeded the red color scale, and it's going into the yellow. Now again, this is what's being detected at cloud level. This is closer to about 5,000 to 6,000 feet where the radar is measuring it. And so it is a bit of a mystery how much of that wind makes it to the surface, but at a minimum, you are getting a strong storm in Scottsburg. The tornado warning does continue for you. If you live in the town of Halifax, we are going to give you the okay for you to come out of your tornado shelter. If there is a tornado with this storm, it is now to the east of you, and it will continue moving toward the east and actually a little bit south of due east, and this will make its way to the east of Scottsburg, and eventually we're going to see this crossing the county line and making its way into Mecklenburg County. You can see that the county line right through here. So this is just about to make its way into Mecklenburg County. I want to readjust this map. Will, could you put South Boston on the map just to assure our viewers that if you do live in South Boston, I know you're still under the tornado warning, but the storm with the possible tornado is going to stay to your north. Let's also, Will, let's go down the line and let's see if there's anything else of interest.
Oh, did you see that, George? The new scan just came in, and I think actually got stronger right there at Scottsburg.
So right through here, there's at least a lot of wind blowing in this direction from west to east, from left to right. And see right here where there's a bit of green, that would be some of the inflow. This would be the inflow notch here. So the storm is inhaling this part of the storm, wind goes in here, and then it's pushed back out on this part of the storm. And that is at least straight line wind, possibly a tornado. If there is a tornado, it is going to be very close to 360 and also near and just north of the Scottsburg community. In Wileysburg, I know we have viewers who watch us in Wileysburg here in Charlotte County. You look okay. The strongest part of the storm is going to stay to your south, but we're still going to be monitoring this storm as it makes its way toward the east and slightly south of due east. Well, let's zoom out and let's go back toward Danville. We need to make sure that everything is as it should be toward Danville as we have the thunderstorms moving in. And at a glance, I don't see anything that hugely has our attention. This is that cell you were monitoring earlier near 311, and you can see that one still bears watching but doesn't look quite as strong. Well, let's switch the radar modes and let's put this back into the rain mode. So this is the more traditional looking radar view that you're probably used to, where you see the oranges and reds. Basically, the brighter the color, the heavier the rain. And this is a very strong storm across Halifax County, marching its way to the east. All of these flashing areas, that's where something has been hit on the ground, whether it's a tree, power lines, homes, or other objects. That's where cloud-to-ground lightning strikes have been detected. It's a very noisy storm as this continues to work its way off to the east. Eventually, we're going to see this moving toward Chase City. Chase City, you will be getting a strong storm out of this, so be advised of that. But the tornadic part of the storm is right through here. And Will, let's now take the lightning data off and let's go back to where this possible tornado would be located. Current time is now, we're coming up on 6:41, 6:40 right now. I'm meteorologist George Flickinger along with meteorologist Will Stafford. We're tracking a storm with a tornado warning on it. We have not had any reports of an actual tornado so far, but we have had wind damage reported. Will Stafford has new info.
Just an observation, if you saw the screen kind of go black there for a second. Have you noticed, George, they have removed the tornado possible tag from the warning that goes over into Charlotte County. And that does track with the latest signature there. It doesn't look quite as strong. It's definitely a case where this thing is kind of pulsed up, got real strong, real fast, then maybe kind of on the downward trend now. But I would watch that still as it goes over into Charlotte County, as this has a history of pulsing up really strong, really fast, and then kind of downgrading from there.
And To back up that fact, notice that in the latest radar scan, we didn't see that area of yellow showing up in the wind. So that's showing that at least the radar is not detecting the wind to be quite as strong. South Boston, again, this is staying to your north. In the Scottsburg community, this is now just to your north, the strongest part, or at least this circulation. But as we're looking at this does not look anywhere near as intense as it did, say, 15 or about 30 minutes ago when we started our live coverage here at 6:13, 6:14. So it does not look quite as bad as it did earlier. The time is 6:42. The tornado warning continues until 6:45. It does appear that we are going to go back to regular programming at 6:45. We'll monitor this for you for the next 2.5 minutes, but right now it looks like that we are going to be going back to regular programming at 6:45, as by that time the tornado warning will have expired and no more tornado warnings are in effect. Will, do you have any new information, any storm reports that have come in from the National Weather Service or maybe some of the other storm spotters and storm chasers?
I've not seen any storm reports that have come in, at least not with this one. Just more of the kind of delayed reports that have come in from when the cell was in Pittsylvania County. Basically just wind damage and whatnot. But again, like we said last night, if you do have any pictures, if you are in Halifax County, you've gotten any damage, go ahead and send us those pictures. Send us your photos using the Chime In app. You can download that app or download that feature on our app, the ABC 13 News app, or you can go to WSET.com and find Chime In that way. But we'd love to see your pictures if you can do so safely. If you have any damage, you can do so safely. Make sure you send us in that way. Otherwise, just a lot of delayed reports. In fact, George, let's see if we have any of those reports that'll populate back here on our map. You'll notice that this is from last night. This particular funnel cloud is from last night. This is from today. And I think they're probably going to add some more down into here, southern Pennsylvania County out towards, say, Dan River High School in Tunstall, as the storm originally moved in. But other than that, no new really earth-shattering developments over here.
And Will, as you were giving that update, I'm logged into the National Weather Service, the storm spotters, and no news is good news. We do not have any new information regarding that there is any significant storm damage that's just now coming in. And so it does appear that coming up here shortly at 6:45, we are going to send this back to regular programming. But let me give you a full rundown on the storms. So these are not impacting Lynchburg. These are staying to the south and east. These will now be severe thunderstorm warned storms for far eastern Halifax County, parts of Charlotte County, toward and to the south of Keysville, and very heavy rain along 360 and 58 from South Boston into Danville. No warnings are in effect for Danville, but heavy rain, lightning, and thunder. That's certainly the type of storm where you would simply want to wait it out instead of driving across town. Will, okay, so the tornado warning is now going to expire here at 6:45. And you can see it just right there, just took effect. No more tornado warning. We have the severe thunderstorm warning. Will, do you see anything that you think I'm missing?
I don't think so. Obviously, still some very strong wind. If you are in southern Charlotte County, we'll go ahead and call it anywhere south of Route 40. So Wiley'sburg, Kings Cross roads, maybe down towards, I think, what is it? I think Wiley'sburg.
Yeah, Wiley'sburg is right in here.
If you're in that particular area of southern Charlotte County, at the very least, you're going to have some wind moving in. But the tornado threat for now looks to have diminished. We're obviously continue to keep an eye on things behind the scenes here. And then we're still going to watch this little area just south of Danville, although that is nowhere near as potent as the cell that we were just tracking in Halifax County.
So as the tornado threat does appear to have diminished, it's okay for you to come out of your tornado shelter, your tornado safety in the Scottsburg area. We will continue to watch these storms here behind the scenes, but these are now starting to move out of the ABC 13 viewing area, and the tornado warning has now been canceled. So that's how we're going to close this severe weather update. A tornado warning has been canceled. We'll have our regular 7 o'clock newscast as scheduled coming up in 14 minutes.